Hello everyone, welcome to this session. So in this video we are going to discuss about error detection and error correction techniques. So, mm, so first of all, before going to look at what are the error detection and error correction techniques, let's see what is an error. Okay, so on the screen you can see a network diagram. So in this, mm, let's say this is the source. Okay, and here this is destination, or you can say this is the sender and this is the receiver. Okay, so the sender or the source is sending the data 1001 to the destination. So this data has to go like this and through the firewall, through the router, through internet, and finally reach the destination. So if the destination or the receiver receives 1001, which is the source data, in that case we say there is no error. Maybe due to a specific reason, let's say the last bit becomes 0 instead of 1. So in this case, the source data and the destination data, the received data is not same. So in this case we say there is error. Okay, so the error might not be related to only a single bit, it might be multiple bits also, right? So there are different types of errors. For example, first one is single bit error. Okay, single bit error, and the second one is isolated multi-bit error. Isolated multi-bit errors, and third one is burst error. Okay, so these are the different types of errors, and this classification is based on how many bits are being changed. Okay, so we have single bit errors and isolated multi-bit errors, and the third one is burst errors. So let's consider this first one, single bit errors. So I told you if the source data is 1001 and the received data is 1000, so only the last bit has changed, right? So the source data is 1 and the last bit in the received data is 0. So this is a single bit error, right? Now let's consider isolated multi-bit error. Okay. Mm, okay, right. So now we consider isolated multi-bit error. So this time again the source data is 1001 and now the received data is 1100. Okay, so if you see here, in the received data the second bit as well as the last bit has changed. Okay, so this is an example of isolated multi-bit error. Okay, why we are saying isolated means I mean the changed bits, in between the changed bits there is some more bits. Okay, so that's why it is called isolated multi-bit error. And the last one is burst error. For example, again the source data is 1001 and the received data this time is 1110. So if you see here, the last three bits have changed. Okay, and if you observe this example, the I mean the error bits or the changed bits are in sequence. Okay, such bits of such kinds of error is called as burst error. Okay, so burst error is an error in which multiple bits in sequence are changed. Okay, so that is about errors. Now let's look at uh, errors with respect to different layers in the OSI model. Okay, so first let's consider physical layer. So the different types of errors that are related to physical layer are: one is damage or disconnection of cables. Okay, let's say you are sending or downloading a huge file, maybe a movie file, which is, for example, a 4 GB size. Okay, 4 GB size. And after downloading for some time, let's say because of some issue, the cable has disconnected, or the cable is destroyed or something. Maybe because of environmental issues. This one, for example, lightning or floods or some other reason, let's say the cable is cut down. Okay, so that time, your downloading of the file will stop, or in some cases you might get wrong data also. uh, that is, after downloading the file and you are watching the file, the picture might be fuzzy. Okay, there might be disturbances in the clarity of the picture. So that is damage or disconnection of cables. And the second one is EM interference in the connection media. Okay, so EM means electromagnetic interference in the media. So this is related to the signals in the wires. So because of the noise, or maybe because of the environmental issues also, we will get EM interference. Okay, and the third one is abrupt system shutdown. So you can see, when do you get abrupt system shutdown is power outage. So let's say when the power goes off, there is no UPS and the system is shut down. So this system can be a router also. Okay, this can be a router also. So if there is no power backup, the router is shut down, and the whatever packets are going through the router will be dropped off. Okay, they will not be forwarded. And next issue is environmental issues. I already told you, like floods, lightning, fire accidents, etc., etc. And the last one in this category is network card malfunction. Okay, so every system has something called network interface card, which is also called network card. Okay, so the NIC, network interface card, contains the responsibilities of both physical layer as well as data link layer. Okay, so if there is some issue with this network card, that time also we might get wrong data. Okay, so that is network card malfunction. So next, coming to data link layer, here also we have network card malfunction. And the specific thing which is related to data link layer is collision of frames. So in the previous videos, we have seen that at data link layer, the protocol data unit is called a frame. Okay, and in topologies like bus topology or Ethernet, there is a chance of collisions. Okay, why do collisions come is different uh, PCs or systems which are connected to the backbone or the media or the channel, they will try to send the data at the same time. Okay, when they do that, there is a chance of collision between the frames, right? And whenever there is a collision, there is a chance of errors. Okay, so that is about the different kinds of errors at physical layer and data link layer. And next, we will move on to network layer. So here errors might be caused because of misconfiguring the routers or when the routers get overloaded. Okay, so let's say the network engineer who is configuring the router made some mistake while configuring the routes. Okay, So when the network engineer is giving the routing information, let's say he or she mm, made some mistake in the IP address of the network. Okay, so whenever the stations in the network will forward the packets to this router, the router will drop them because of the mistake made by the network engineer. Okay, and next one is overloaded router. So sometimes the router might be processing more number of packets, and it may not be able to process the further packets that it is receiving. In that case, mm, the router will crash. Okay, or the router might ignore processing the packets. The new packets will be dropped off. In such cases also we will get errors. And next, moving on to the next layer, transport layer. So here also we have misconfiguration of routers and as well as firewalls. Okay, so all of you know that firewalls are used for security purpose. So let's say while configuring the rules in the firewall, so firewalls have several rules. So whenever the person who is configuring this firewall, they made a mistake in this rule. Okay, maybe unknowingly they have blocked a port or something. So in that case also the packets will be dropped off. Okay, and the last one is the errors which are related to the application itself. Okay, maybe while writing the application, the developer configured the port uh, wrongly. Okay, so the port number the developer has given is wrong. In such cases also you will get errors. Okay, so these are the different kinds of errors that are related to the that are categorized based on the OSI model. Okay, so that is about the different types of errors. Now we will look at different error detection techniques. So once the receiver receives the data from the sender, what does the receiver do is the receiver will try to check if there are any errors or not. That is to detect errors or not. So there are different techniques for that. One is parity check, another one is checksum, and the last one is cyclic redundancy check. Okay. So in the next video, I am going to talk about all these three techniques. So that's it for this video. Thank you.